Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Kyle Richards and her country music singer BFF, Morgan Wade, are closer than ever these days. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member first met the singer after hearing her song, Wilder Days, on the radio, and their bond only seems to be getting stronger with each and every month. While Kyle prefers to keep their friendship a bit more private these days, more on that below, she is still able to show support for the singer when she can. In March, the friends traveled all across Europe together, while Morgan performed for international audiences, and Kyle supported her from the audience. Together, they explored the canals of Amsterdam, dined on local cuisines, and hung out at a pub in Ireland. Kyle took to Amazon Live on April 8th, where she talked more about this trip, noting that Morgan's tour brought her to places she had never been before. "I always love Paris. I love Amsterdam. I love London," she noted. "I had not been to Manchester or Scotland or Dublin before, and everyone was so nice. They were all great. Such a different feeling in each place." Although Kyle introduced Morgan to viewers during Robe Season 13, Kyle remained tight-lipped about her friendship with the Wilder Days singer throughout Robe Season 14. During a trip to St. Lucia in Robe Season 14, Episode 16, cast member Garcelle Beauvais told Kyle that she felt like the cast was tiptoeing around talking about Morgan. "We don't know what the situation is, if you're being supported in that way, and therefore we can back off," Garcelle said. "There is no situation there," Kyle noted. "That's all I have. One day, maybe I'll have a great story to share with you guys. Maybe I will. Maybe I don't." Kyle reiterated this during a November episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show, noting that she was trying to be as honest as she could be about her friendship this season. "All the tabloids, all the stories out there. I know there's a lot of curiosity about the person they always talk about. I'm not using her name intentionally. I don't want to speak on anyone's behalf except my own, but right now, there's nothing to say," she said. "I mean, I wish I had some story to say, but that's just not what it is." In October 2024, Kyle opened up to Us Weekly about public commentary on the friendship. "I've been called so many names. People weigh in on arguments on the show, even though they don't know the backstory. People have speculated about my marriage and my sexuality," she said. "I let most of it go, but sometimes you're like, come on, give me a break." However, she noted she doesn't care to correct people anymore, stating, "You're free to think what you want about me." It all started with Morgan's 2021 song, Wilder Days, which Kyle had heard on the radio. "And then I went to all the others," Kyle previously recalled. "And I was like, wow, this girl's really blowing me away with her voice and the lyrics." This led to Kyle doing a little bit of investigating on social media. "And I looked her up on Instagram and I was like, oh, I don't know the tattoos and everything. I wasn't expecting that," she added. "So I followed her, and then I kept listening to her music on, like, repeat. And then she sent me a DM asking me why I was following her." Morgan was just a little perplexed by Kyle's follow. "I just didn't expect someone from Beverly Hills, you know?" Morgan added of her friendship with Kyle. "My friends freaked out." Kyle continued to speak about her initial connection to Morgan during Robe Season 13, Episode 11. "Initially, I was drawn to Morgan by her music," she explained in the episode. "Morgan's lyrics really spoke to me because she was just so raw and open and honest and just putting it all out there. And I admire that in someone, especially someone who has struggled with that myself. I appreciate that quality in someone." In the ever-dramatic world of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, few storylines have captivated fans like the unexpected bond between original cast member Kyle Richards and rising country music star Morgan Wade. What started as an Instagram follow and a shared interest in fitness quickly spiraled into tabloid rumors, intense speculation, and a friendship that blurred lines and raised eyebrows. Now, after months of headlines, subtle social media clues, and cryptic Robe confessional moments, Kyle is finally peeling back the curtain on what really happened, how it affected her marriage, and where she and Morgan stand today. In early 2023, fans began noticing Kyle Richards tagging and hanging out with country artist Morgan Wade, a heavily tattooed, openly gay singer known for her raw lyrics and rebellious spirit. For someone like Kyle, typically seen in designer caftans at Beverly Hills luncheons, Morgan's gritty Nashville energy felt like a total curveball. At first, it seemed innocent. The two shared a passion for fitness, sobriety, and music. Kyle even appeared in Morgan's steamy music video for Fall in Love with Me, playing a romantic interest, fueling even more speculation. While the video was meant to be tongue-in-cheek and artistic, the chemistry was palpable and fans weren't buying the "just friends" line. All of this unfolded as rumors swirled about Kyle's strained marriage with longtime husband Mauricio Amansky. For years, they were the poster couple of Bravo, married for over 25 years, raising 4 daughters, and weathering reality TV together. But 2023 brought a noticeable shift. Kyle stopped wearing her wedding ring, and Mauricio was often absent from her social media. In July 2023, Kyle and Mauricio confirmed that they were separated but living under the same roof, insisting they were working through their issues. But Kyle's emotional distance and her growing bond with Morgan only deepened public curiosity. On Robe, Kyle was noticeably guarded when discussing her marriage, often deflecting or breaking into tears. And while Mauricio stayed relatively quiet, focusing on his real estate empire and his Dancing with the Stars stint, Kyle couldn't avoid the topic forever. In season 13 of Robe, Kyle finally addressed the elephant in the room. "Yes, Morgan and I are very close," she told her castmates, visibly emotional. "She came into my life at a time when I was reevaluating everything: my marriage, my friendships, my identity. But it doesn't mean I'm in a relationship with her." Still, she didn't shut the door entirely. "I'm not labeling anything right now," Kyle continued. "All I know is that Morgan has been one of the most important people in my life this past year. She's helped me heal." Kyle also confessed in the reunion special that filming the music video was uncomfortable at first, but ultimately empowering. "It was a statement, not necessarily about my sexuality, but about stepping into something fearless and raw." Morgan Wade, for her part, has stayed relatively mum on the exact nature of her bond with Kyle, though she's acknowledged the attention. In a rare interview, she said, "Kyle and I have a very real friendship. It's honest. We've both dealt with public scrutiny, and that connects us. I'm not here to define anyone else's journey, but I will say she's one of the strongest people I've ever met." When asked directly if they were ever romantically involved, Morgan paused before adding, "That's Kyle's story to tell. I respect whatever she wants to share." Fast forward to 2025, and the dust has somewhat settled. Kyle and Mauricio are still separated. Despite initial hopes for reconciliation, they appear to be living parallel lives. Their children remain their top priority, but Kyle has stopped pretending things are fine. She's acknowledged that years of emotional neglect and personal growth pushed her to finally take space. As she said in a recent Watch What Happens live appearance, "I'm no longer trying to keep up appearances. Life's too short." As for Morgan, she and Kyle remain close, but things have cooled off, at least publicly. They still follow each other on social media, occasionally like each other's posts, and were recently spotted together at a mutual friend's concert in Nashville. But the intensity of their 2023 connection has mellowed into something more grounded. Kyle recently told People magazine, "We're still in each other's lives. Always will be. But this past year was a lot for both of us. We needed to breathe, to separate what was real from what the media made it." Some insiders speculate that the relationship may have briefly turned romantic but fizzled when reality set in. Others believe it was always a friendship, deep and transformative, yes, but not romantic in the traditional sense. Still, Kyle has been hinting at major personal evolution. She's been more vocal about mental health, has embraced a new minimalist lifestyle both spiritually and in her closet, and has said she's not ruling anything out in terms of love. "I've stopped living for what people expect. I'm living for me now. And that means being open to love, to heartbreak, to surprises."